I'll start with the easy question. Your first and last name?
My name is Jesse Rodriguez.
How do you spell it?
JESSIERODRIGUEZ.
And tell me, you said you're looking.
Yeah, I'm looking for my daughter. I mean, after the shooting, they don't know where she's at. I mean, the list, her name is not here. And we don't know a list of who's gotten flown out, and you're not letting us in at the hospital right now. So we don't know where to go.
Tell me, what's your daughter's name? How old was she? What classroom?
My daughter, Annabelle Guadalupe Rodriguez. Her name, she's only 10 years old.
How did you hear about it, or what was going through your mind?
I think her mom called her and let her know that my daughter's missing.
And you said you tried all the hospitals or everything?
They're not giving no info.
We tried the hospital here, but they didn't let us in. So they told us just to come over here. This is the best bet to try finding the daughter. But we went in here. She wasn't on the list. Then they sent us to the conference room, and then the rangers were asking us about pictures and what her name was to see if they were able to find her. But they said they would call and let us know, and they haven't called. And we went looking here around town, but even back to the school, and we can't find her.
Keep running dead ends already. We don't know where else to go.
What's going through your mind right now, Dad?
Well, that's why we're here talking with you guys, because we need somebody to reply to us. Tell us where my daughter's at.
All right. So I started off with a slightly different video this time. Also, what's going on YouTube? So I snapped that clip from a news report that was happening maybe about 30 minutes ago. And I thought, what if that was me in that situation?
Right.
Where is my daughter? That's the scariest thing ever. There's a catastrophic event just went down. You're out there, you're trying to get a hold of your daughter. She's not answering her phone. Her name's not on the list. And shit, man, that's crazy to me. So I mean, I wanted to play that clip to give a little bit of perspective as to what we're going to go into today, right? So, do you guys have any thoughts on that? Before we really dig into it.
As a parent, me being me being a fresh parent, I
Fact.
would be honestly devastated if I found out that what happened today happened to my child. I give my condolences to every family that this has happened to, but I know I can never grieve as much as them.
Man, same. I think that's important what you said there. First and foremost, we got to give our condolences to all the people impacted by this. It seems like it's just back to back to back to back to back shootings. I mean, seriously, here we are. Today's the 24th of May, right?
Hmm.
So we're exactly 10 days after the Buffalo shooting in New York, where that dude went through the supermarket and lit them people up. I believe we're 9 days after there was a church shooting in Laguna Woods, California. It was a Taiwanese church. This dude went in there, shot people up, killed one and wounded six. And then here we are with this elementary school in Texas where you have this guy coming in, a teenager. I think the kid was 17 or 18. Well,
18.
that's an adult. That's an adult. I won't even say teenager. We're gonna call it like it is. So you got this adult walks up in an elementary school, and at the time that we're talking about this, I know on the thumbnail I had 14, but we're actually up to like 18 students now and two teachers. Some reports are saying three teachers. Because this is an ongoing thing, right? So more information is going to come out as as this thing continues to progress. Um, my question is like, how the hell do we how do we stop this stuff, man? Like, this is crazy to me.
Yeah, it is.
Like, do
It,
we need more gun laws, or do we need security at the school? Like, I don't know how we stop this.
it's tough to say, honestly. It honestly is because, like, where does it start? Where does it stem from? How can it be prevented? What what precautions do we have to put in place for stuff like this not to happen? Do we make, like you said, stricter gun laws? Do we not allow certain certain protocols to be met to purchase guns?
Well,
Do
here's the
we
thing
have
though.
to
This
make
this dude passed the background check. Like, and I'm not saying background checks are foolproof, or I'm not saying they're all flawed, right? But this guy who did this shit today, he obtained his firearms legally, from what I saw in the articles. Yeah, actually, when he turned 18, he bought 2 assault rifles.
and truth, like, from what I happened to come across, he, prior to going to this elementary school, he killed his grandmother.
He killed what? I didn't even
Yeah,
see that. What the
yeah.
flip?
He killed his grandmother before he went to this elementary school and shot it up.
Well, where did you even see this? Like, what's the source on that?
The news. Like,
Just on the
it's on the
news.
TV. Hey, it's all over TV right now. Biden and Kamala Harris have already talked. Well, yeah, it's about, yeah, they were talking about it.
Huh. Jude, what you got on this, man? You look like you were ready to share.
So I pulled a sus today. I'm literally just getting home.
Hey, leave me
Oh,
alone. I
actually, I'm
don't
not
do that
even just
often.
getting home. I'm just getting out of the car to get home.
All
But
right.
as you guys said, like, it's hard to say what to do in terms of preventing this from happening. And obviously, I'm not going to be the one to die on the hill of, stricter gun laws, because there's going to be pushback from it.
Of
Right.
course, people.
There's going to be pushback if it starts getting into, oh, well, you need getting evaluations. And we can preach about how we're going to, prepare for it and security for the schools, but then comes the logistics of it. Like, what can we do in this
Yeah.
situation?
Do we have the manpower to put a, a officer in every school, a couple of them in every school in the United States? No, we don't. We don't have enough people to do that. We
I think. Oh, real quick, sus, I want to interject. Ramsey made a good point here. He said social media and the false expectations for our kids create depression, anxiety, and lack of self worth. So you got to
And
think that place.
actually, with that, so, I know I was talking to you about how I gave my assistant, time to just watch TV during lunch.
Yep.
Got him on Baki, not trying
Uh oh.
damn.
Oh, there he
Welcome.
is.
to where we're going here, and we're watching the English dub of it. And it was the part where, like, the group of elementary schoolers, like, were trying to get the kid to go fight a high schooler. And it was
Yeah.
just like, oh, well, what do we do if he chickens out? And the line in the English dub was, oh, I don't know, we'll just bully him until he kills himself.
Sheesh.
Hello, friend.
So you think some
So,
people take that stuff? Well, I mean, we've seen an example of that, with the oh, you guys mentioned it before, but
Platinum End.
basically, yeah, the kid watched that series and thought an angel was going to save him. He jumped out the building, passed away.
Mhm.
But I think in this instance, like with this particular guy, this shooter, What was his name actually? It was something Ramos. Salvador Ramos was the name of this the guy who did this crime today. Maybe he was depressed or something. I don't know. You know, that first guy in Buffalo, it seemed like it was done out of hate more so than this type of deal. But I don't know. I think, dude, I think it. I don't know. There's no easy answer to this, in my opinion.
It honestly isn't.
There isn't.
It's saddening for this type of stuff to be almost a daily occurrence.
Dude, it seems like for some reason, man, May has just been crazy with these shootings.
Right?
And, you know, and I tried to figure out, you know, I did a little bit of digging. I was like, okay, well, is there any kind of common thread between these two, you know, between these, you know, three big shootings that I mentioned? And there's not really one. They're all different motivations. They all purchased their firearms legally. You know, one just hated people. The church, it was an old Asian man. I think he was just, I don't know why he
As
did it.
as much as it might be, people might be against it. It might have to be a psych evaluation placed prior to buying, weapons, because what you don't know what somebody is going through. You don't know their mental state when they're buying these firearms. You
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
so here my counter to that is you have many people in America who buy firearms who are responsible with them, who don't go out
Yes,
and do mass shootings. You know what I mean?
and I
Um,
can say I am one of them. I own a firearm myself, but I'm not going out here, shooting up, you know,
bro,
yeah,
I'm in the military. I know at least 5 people that own firearms that don't do stuff. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm in a job where I've actually heard people argue that I should have a
mhm.
firearm.
It's
Like,
for protection,
Yeah,
yeah,
more than anything.
that's what I purchased mine for protection.
Right. I don't know. I got this other. I have the article pulled up from ABC, and then they were live streaming the homie Biden. Let's see what he had to say on it. If anything, real quick.
I'd hoped when I became president, I would not have to do this again. Another massacre, Uvalde, Texas, an elementary school. Beautiful, innocent, second, third, fourth graders.
Little kids.
And how many scores
Yeah,
of
these
little
were
children
kids. It's fucked
who
up,
witness
man.
what happened, see their friends die as if they're on a battlefield, for God's sake.
That's a good point.
They'll live with it the rest of their lives. There's a lot we don't know yet. There's a lot we do know. The parents who will never see their child again, never have them jump in bed and cuddle with them.
Tragic.
Parents will never be the same. To lose a child is like having a piece of your soul ripped away.
I hope I never have to experience that.
There's a
I
hollowness
would
in your chest.
just
You feel
lose
like you're being
myself.
sucked into it and never going to be able to get out. Suffocating. It's never quite the same. It's a feeling shared by the siblings and the grandparents and the family members and the community that's left behind. Scripture says, Jill and I have talked about this in different
He's quoting the
contexts,
scriptures. What?
in other
The?
contexts. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted,
Welcome back.
saves the crushed in spirit. So many crushed spirits. So tonight, I ask the nation to pray for them. Give the parents and siblings the strength in the darkness they feel right now. As a nation, we have to ask, when in God's name are we going to stand up to the gun lobby? When?
Okay, now it's getting political. So he's talking about the gun lobby and then making gun laws now.
In God's name, we do what we all know in our gut needs to be done. It's been 3,448 days, 10 years since I stood up at a high school in Connecticut, a grade school in Connecticut, where another gunman massacred 26 people, including 20 first graders, at Sandy Hook Elementary School.
And it's sad that we kind of like to kind of interject on the homie. We almost that wasn't that long ago. That
10
was
years?
that shooting that he's talking about,
Yeah.
and it feels like I've kind of forgotten about it because the next one just keeps happening. This is
Right.
crazy. But what I see them doing is trying to turn this into we need stricter gun laws. They're going to try to push for that now, and kind of what Jude was mentioning earlier. Second Amendments and all that stuff. And I could foresee this becoming a deeply dividing issue of government wants to take our guns. We don't want government to take our guns. It's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. Oh, Jude, what you got, man?
Sorry, but well said. Exactly where I was going to go with it. But the only thing I was going to add is between the two of you, I am quite contrary. I do not have kids.
That's true.
But in my youth, I've experienced as a child what it looks like to see a parent lose their child. And I've grown up to realize, like, no parent should have to go through that.
Right.
No parent should have to bury their child. No parent should have to deal with the unknown of where their child is.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, that's why I played that clip, man. Like I felt for that dad, dude. Like watching his face in the beginning, like I felt that shit. I'm like, yo, like I would lose my shit if either of my two daughters were missing or if one of my daughters was at the school that this shit happened at. And if she were taken away from me, I don't get to see her come home from school every day, see that smile, just have her, like that shit would rip me up. You feel me?
There was
that
one
would
guy.
kill me.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. There was one guy who actually stormed the school to snatch his daughter out of the school while police were still like investigating what was going on. Because as a parent, he wanted to make sure his child was all right.
It's like, where's my daughter? Get me my kid. I don't blame him for it.
And in terms of extreme events, like, granted, obviously, there's different magnitudes of it, but I still remember, like, back when September 11th actually happened. Like, my mom straight from her job came all the way to my elementary school, picked me and my sister up for the sole purpose of, like, shit went down.
Yep.
Like, what are the chances that it would be an elementary school that got hit, but now here straight up an elementary school got hit? Like, how many panicked parents like wanted to do something,
bro?
But like a dad that went out of his way, knowing police were there trying to investigate, who was just like, no, I'm getting my kid.
I think that's what bothers me. So there's two things that bother me even more about this thing, right? Is one, President Biden mentioned one thing, right, where it's like the kids who survived have to, like, how do you explain to them? Remember, these are elementary school kids. They're not babies, but they're a little bit older. You have to explain to them, like, your friend's not coming back. Or, they have to,
which goes back to what I asked before. Like, the last thing we did when it came to the last shooting that we dealt with, like, how do you talk to your kids about this stuff? It's hard. It's awkward. You're going to have to do it.
That's a good point.
But this is way too early for that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for me, for me is like, how do you, especially if this is one of the children who've seen it happen in front
Right.
of their face.
Right.
They are
Imagine. Sheesh.
they're emotionally and mentally scarred now for the rest of their life. There is no form of counseling that can help with this now because they've been traumatized by this.
It
I
takes.
mean,
Yeah.
it's sickening. It's just what it is. It's
And with that
unacceptable.
No.
said,
Absolutely.
you also got to think of, and I'm not saying this is going to be all kids, but I know me. Like, if I had to go through that, doesn't matter how much help they get, there could be, not saying there has to be, like there could be that one kid who has to think it should have been me,
Survivor's
or
guilt.
it could have been
Mm.
me.
Survivor's
Yes.
guilt.
And you start seeing kids trying to take their lives and shit.
No, not even that. Like, they could, or they just stop. Like, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. No, I could see that happening too. Um, I think the other thing that bothered me about these, is specifically this shooting though, is that why do these? I don't understand why these guys picked the the softest targets like to go after. Why don't you go to the police station and do that shit? Why do you have to go to the school? And I'm not endorsing anyone go shoot up anything, but why go to innocent people who have nothing to do with what the fuck is going on in your head and take their lives? That's
Right.
the shit that bothers me.
It's simple. It's easy. Like, I hate to have an answer for that, but really it's because it's easy. It
That's some
sucks when you think about it because this could be argued over, like, simply put, as you swung at someone. Well, why'd you do it? Well, they're smaller and weaker. Well, why are you targeting someone smaller than weaker? Why can't you go after someone who's just as big, if not bigger than you?
that is such a fucked up logic though, man. I hate it.
And that's
Like,
how
'cause
people think.
these are kids, man. Shout out to Jaleesis for tagging the thing, son. It's my wife watching. um, I don't know, man, but I don't know. Maybe the answer is we have security at the school. I know when I went through high school, no, not elementary school. I know when I went through high school, we had, well, in one of my high schools, we had metal detectors that we had to go through every day.
Bruh,
This
I remember the days where we had fucking see-through backpacks.
see-through backpacks.
We had the metal detectors and see-through backpacks because of like shit
Oh, you
happening.
had to have see-through backpacks.
Yeah, you could not bring
Oh,
in a
okay.
backpack that was not see-through.
Damn. I don't know. Do we go back to that? I mean, my whole problem with going towards that though is that you create this weird thing with the kids that they have to, that they shouldn't have to fucking deal with, man. Why can't kids just enjoy being fucking kids, man? Like this bothers me. Like this whole thing of like, well, what having to step up security or having to do gun checks and all, like, why, man? I don't know, man. This shit just this is something that would keep me up at night.
Right.
Uh,
I feel
ah,
you.
I hate it. I hate this for my kids. I hate this for the kids that have to go through it, and I know this is going to have repercussions going into the future. Um, God damn it, dude. For the people who are dealing with anxiety or with the social media, like, you got to get help. Going out and doing stuff like this is just not the fucking way, man. And come to find out, this particular shooter died by the police, unlike the Buffalo guy. You know what I mean? This guy actually got taken out by them, so at least he had the balls to go out in a blaze of glory. But
Wasn't even call that glory. Just it
well, not a blaze of glory. I don't want to give it the wrong connotation, but at least he faced the punishment that was coming, unlike the Buffalo guy.
Well,
Right now,
depending on how you take it.
hmm
because comparing both situations, right?
Mhm.
Buffalo guy now has a chance to fight back, plead insanity, somehow find a way to get a lesser charge.
Oh, he pled not guilty already. It's insane. It is mind-boggling, and there's all the evidence that's out there that shows what he live streamed the shit on Twitch.
Yep.
Like you can't. There's the evidence is so strong against him, but he pled not guilty, and then he subscribed to that replacement theory bullshit. That's what he subscribed to.
What?
Yeah, I know we didn't go in depth about it. And I'm sorry, I'm sidetracking us a little bit, Jude.
Well, I can swing it back around because, yeah, like, point is, he has a chance to fight now.
He does. He has his day in court.
And and on the other end, and it's just like what I said after I calmed down, he might have thought he went out in his blaze of glory, air quotes.
Yeah.
But realistically, does he have to face any consequences now?
No.
Right. That's we did. That's right. Last time when we talked about Buffalo, I had that time to be rational and think about it. So you're right.
Yeah, essentially he took the easy way out.
He took the easy way out and got killed. Which is it's insane.
The people who have to face this now are his family because what are I mean, as suspect said, the news pointed out he killed his grandma. But any other family that's left, like, they're going to find out about this and they have to live with this knowledge.
Well, here we go right here. Death toll in the shooting, Texas rose to 20 with at least 18 children and teacher and the shooter's grandmother killed, according to the Texas Department of Public Safety. So yeah, this joker was insane enough to take his own granny out. That's tough. I don't know. I think what we do, man, like I think with a lot of these cases, we also, like you said, we need to look at the family. We need to see how involved they were in this person's life, if at all. You got to look at these people's mental states. I'm sure there's tons of warning flags ahead of time. Like the Buffalo guy, he posted on his Discord, like he had a Discord that he talked about him going out and buying the firearms, going to the different stores.
Someone could have reported.
Someone could have reported it. I'm sure this guy is no different. You know, people who do this fucked up shit don't like to keep it to themselves. You know what I mean? I think we have to be more vigilant, right? The same way we handle, self-deletion, right? We have to be vigilant for that. I think we have to be just as vigilant as society when people start talking crazy about stuff like this. I think that's part of it. I unfortunately, maybe we, like Sus said, maybe we add a psychological screening. But then again, some people can even circumvent that. You know what I'm saying? Because the people who do this stuff are, air quotes, smart. You know what I mean? Not smart enough to get away with it, but smart enough
they'll find a way to game the system.
Right. Or, just, psychologically you get narcissists. They can function at high levels even with this stuff going on in their heads. If that makes sense.
Yep.
There's no easy answer to this stuff, man. I don't know. You people watching at home, what do you think the answer is to this? I'd definitely like to know down in the comments for any people who will watch later. What do you even think about this situation? To me, I think we all can agree here. It's just fucked. It's fucked. I got nothing else. You guys got anything?
Again, I have to say condolences to every family who had this happen to them. I hope. Well, actually, I'm sorry. There is nothing that can ever replace these people that you lost. But I hope that you find some solace that this person who did this to your children is no longer here. You will never have to deal with these problems again. And I just hope that as a parent, I'm sorry, because like it's just
This is a tough one. This is
yeah,
tough.
it is, and like I I don't even know what to say honestly, because like I said when we first started, like I know I can never grieve as much as these parents who's lost their children.
Hmm.
I I I mean that. I and I feel for these people.
Yeah. Jude, do you want to close us out with anything?
I mean, again, we always try to end this off on a positive note,
Hmm.
but the most positive thing I can think of is that for those of you who are out there struggling, do go get help. If you notice somebody is struggling, do what you can to help them.
Hmm.
If your friend says something sideways, correct them. Do not be
Yep.
afraid to call people out on the bullshit,
Yep.
because we are like, the fact that these are kids, they have to be taught how to act. And
Hmm.
the first thing in most cases, at least what I remember in elementary school, is everyone in this room is your friend.
Yeah.
The next thing, which I got from my family, you don't have to like people, but at least be polite.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because if you can at least do that, there is an easy saying, and I don't even know if I said it before, but I'm gonna say it here. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
Dude, that's 100% right. An eye for an eye makes the world blind. To y'all watching at home, I really want you guys to think about this. Think about what you can do in your community to kind of turn this stuff around. Like, have conversations with your family, have conversations with your kids. Fortunately, we live in a time you got to teach your kids, how to move should an emergency like this kick off. Um, and y'all just be safe. Y'all be safe out there. That's all we got for this one. I don't want to beat this up for a whole hour. A half hour is enough. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Be safe.
Be safe.